What is happening, MJ traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today is Wednesday, October 19th. Hope you're well. Happy hump day. And in this video, going to be going over Germany, some news with regards to Germany legalization. We've got a draft of what it's going to potentially look like. We know that we have Canada as a potential blueprint, but there is quite a few differences from the Canadian rollout. So we're going to look at all that and more, what this means for some specific LPs like Tilray and HEXO. I think are going to benefit greatly. And it makes you wonder if they knew something, because I'll elaborate on that here in more in just a second. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. So this is from rnd.d. And you can see details on MJ legalization. Lauterbach, which is the health minister, released a draft today. So we'll go over the key points. So in Germany, the possession of 20 grams of MJ from the age of 18 should be in principle exempt from punishment. So in Canada, it's 30 grams. And this again came from Health Minister Karl Lauterbach for the planned legalization of MJ. After that, self-cultivation of up to 2 MJ plants should also be allowed. So in Canada, it's 4. So again, they're just coming in, they're starting off very slowly. And again, this isn't going to be, etched in stone or anything. This is probably just going to be for the first year or two before they, as they roll it out, and just kind of start slow and ramp it up from there, right? So the amount of intoxicating substance, THC, in legalized MJ should not exceed 15%. This is something else that I found pretty interesting, because we know that a lot of the different LPs, that's pretty much the lowest percent that they have, right? Some have 30%, but the average is around 22%, 22 to 25%. But again, 15% is pretty low, but again, they're just starting out with this, and better than no legal MJ at all, right? But in Quebec, for example, the max is 30%. So concentrates and things like that don't really fly. But 15% I found was pretty low. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on that. Again, that will likely change here in a year or two, I would think, at the max. And this is ordered to prevent MJ-related brain damage, they said. However, only products with a maximum THC content of 10% may be sold to young people between 18 and 21 years of age. The possession limit of 20 grams of MJ should apply regardless of the origin of the product and the content of THC. In principle, MJ should no longer be classified as a narcotic. Step in the right direction. And I expect a lot more countries to follow suit soon, with the US potentially coming online as well. We could see some reform descheduling. We could see safe banking, uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ. I think there's a good chance that'll happen in the lame duck session here into the end of the year. And then I think some point in 2024, maybe 2025, we get full-blown federal legalization in the US as well. But this is good that we have all the dominoes starting to fall. And there's also an advertising ban despite MJ legalization. So people under the age of 18, if they're caught, there's no penalty. It's just going to be confiscated, essentially. In addition, MJ carried, so what I just said, the location of MJ shops are to be regulated. So this is important. There should be a minimum distance to schools, children's, and youth facilities. Without an appropriate license, dealing in MJ remains a criminal offense. The sale of synthetically produced cannabinoids also remains prohibited. And despite the legalization, it should remain prohibited to advertise MJ products. So no advertisements. A general ban on advertising applies. It says in the key points, recreational MJ is sold in outer packaging, plain packaging, with no promotional design in further states. Advertising purchase suggestions through sales outlets and on the internet are prohibited. So pharmacies should also be allowed to sell MJ as well. According to the key points, consideration is being given to not only allowing sales in licensed shops, but also in pharmacies. In this way, the black market could be fought better because of the broader range, especially in rural areas, according to the key points. On the other hand, the suppression of the black market would probably be greater if recreational MJ could also be purchased online, which is convenient and increasingly important. It continues. It would also be examined to allow specialist shops with consumption options. So in terms of taxation, sales of MJ products are automatically subject to sales tax and MJ tax. A tax assessment based on the THC content seems appropriate, as it's suggested, and this is to combat the illicit market, so the black market. And we'll run through this a little bit quicker here. So there's not going to be any imports, which is very, very important. So they're going to have facilities in, and that's even from the EU. So you're going to have facilities directly in Germany. And we'll move on here. I do want to keep this video a little shorter, but I did bring up the Tilray presentation here, and you can see here that Germany EU is actually headquartered in, the Tilray EU is headquartered in Germany, and you can see here farm to pharmacy, US 1.3 billion market size projected by 2025. CC Pharma subsidiary provides end-to-end access to 13,000 plus pharmacies, and what did we just find out? They're going to be allowing MJ to be sold in pharmacies, and currently Tilray has about a 20% market share in Germany. So the huge market share for Tilray in Germany. State-of-the-art cultivation and production facility and large medical market opportunity bolstered by government reimbursement. And again, now they're going to be getting into recreational. And this is going to be a massive, massive market for Tilray. But not only Tilray, what do we know about HEXO and Tilray? They just formed a strategic alliance, and this makes you wonder, did they know something? And this is going to be huge because if Tilray has a 20% market share, let's just go down here to the commercial agreements. HEXO will source MJ products for international markets, excluding Canada and the US, exclusively from Tilray brands. So this basically means that as a result of this partnership, HEXO is going to be able to source products directly from Tilray, and to my knowledge, they're going to be able to work together to make this happen, right? And we know that they're looking at bringing readies, and there's a ton more products that could hit as well into Germany that could drop there. But this is massive for both Tilray and HEXO, in my opinion. In my opinion, it was a very smart move. And again, just makes you wonder if they knew something. But essentially, HEXO being saved by Tilray with 170 million-ish investment, you can't help but wonder, again, if these two are going to be two global powerhouses. And I think the answer is yes. I think HEXO and Tilray are going to go on to shape this industry together. They're going to be number one and number two working together. And in my opinion, they're going to be a top five global, both top five global independent companies. I still think they're going to remain two public independent companies. And I think there's going to be about 10 major players in the whole, in the whole MJ sector, right, across the whole globe. So there'll be, a few from the US, a few from Canada, and then, a bunch from abroad as well, right? And there'll probably be, a massive CBD company. There'll be a few producers. There'll be a few retailers, things like that, right? You'll get the picks and shovels as well, like your grow generations, things like that. But again, I do think that Tilray and HEXO have the best chance to be two of the top five global MJ players worldwide. Let me know if you agree with that in the comments below. Taking a quick look at the Tilray chart. We are starting daily consolidation today for the first time in 5 days. So we had that double bottom there at 283, and as long as 283 held, we were still in a daily uptrend. So that was a great opportunity to bottom fish there. Not only did we have a double bottom, but we held the daily uptrend. And then from that low, I did a video on this trade opportunity, about 25% of upside. But here we are starting daily consolidation. We're just scouting a daily higher low compared to 283. And as long as 283 holds from here, we're still in a daily uptrend. But we do have a lack of resistance all the way up to 409. Taking a look at the weekly time frame, we're still holding the 10-week moving average, which is looking really good. What I want to see here by Friday is a weekly candle close over 326, that 10-week moving average. And look at the stochastic crossing bullish, and the MACD has been bullish for quite some time now. So we're looking really good. All I want to see now on the weekly time frame is a close above that 10-week moving average at 326. In terms of the weekly moving averages, we have nothing nearby until 540, and after that 1067. I do think that Tilray could easily head up to that $10 mark here into a lame duck session if we get descheduling, if we get uplisting to the NYSE and NASDAQ. I think $10 is easily doable for Tilray here over the next 2 to 3 months into the end of the year. Also lines up with a broader market stock market rally, right? So I think that the S&P 500 could see one more leg down, potentially test the old previous all-time highs, confirm old resistance as new support, maybe target the 325 to 330 area on SPY, and then after that, set a bottom sometime between now and the midterm elections, November 8th in the US, and then I think we could see a massive end-of-year rally, which would also bode well for MJ stocks. But we're starting to see the writings on the wall. We know that New York recreational sales are going to be coming online first half of 2023. That's going to be a very, very important and key market. And Germany coming online as well. And today we got a taste of what that's going to look like. We are rejecting at the 100-day moving average there at 350, also psychological. So if we can get over 350, 409 is the next resistance, and then the 200-day moving average there at 470. And we're also not that far away from seeing a golden cross with the 50 coming up through the 200. So it's looking really good. And I'm excited. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited. Obviously, Germany is going to be a huge market. And then, like I said, New York coming online, and then with the promise of safe banking, potential uplisting and descheduling, which would allow these companies in the US to uplist to the NYSE and the NASDAQ. That's going to be bullish for the whole sector. That's the exact catalyst that we need to lift us out of this brutal bear market that we've been in for a multi-year period. And I do think that the next bull market is going to be a multi-year bull market. Again, smash a like if you're excited. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this news. Are you excited about the rollout, the draft? What do you think could be improved? Do you think it's wise to start off low and then go slow and increase over time? I know it's a little bit lower than what we expected in Canada comparatively, but it is what it is. And like I said, it's better than no legal MJ at all. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Power Group. Again, smash the like, share the video with anybody that might find value, and we'll see you on the next update.